Hi, I'm Priscilla Muller. Welcome to FCTV Journal. Opinions ranged from an opposition to any tax increase to a fear of layoffs in public services. Other states are considering such laws. The decision to get the swine flu vaccine is a no-brainer for some. The Bridge of Lions has been under construction for 4 years. Assurances from healthcare professionals that the risks to pregnant women not getting the vaccine far outweighs the risks of receiving it. Both sides agree that protecting the community is their #1 priority. The non-union members wanted the union members to give up their pay raise in order to preserve jobs. For FCTV Journal, I'm Priscilla Muller. Sunshine Reinhardt is 4 months pregnant. That makes her first in line to receive the H1N1 vaccine. That is, if she was going to get it.
And I don't intend on giving my child a vaccine that may not even need, honestly. It scares me, the idea of giving something to my child that we don't know anything about. Scares me.
Pregnant women are at the top of the list to receive the vaccine because they are most likely to die from swine flu. In fact, about 6% of confirmed H1N1 deaths in the United States have been pregnant women. Judy Angielfi is a registered nurse. She will be one of the many nurses administering the H1N1 vaccine. She feels there is a great risk to pregnant women who choose not to receive it.
Because the swine flu virus tends to attack the lungs, that if a person is pregnant, because of the pregnancy itself, tends to push up on the lungs and prevent the lungs from fully inflating. If a person gets an infection that attacks the lungs, then it's more serious, it's more severe. Certainly, you know, if a mother is in poor health, because a growing fetus relies on maternal health, maternal nutrition, maternal hydration, the baby could be compromised for those reasons, certainly.
Reinhardt is not alone in her concern. According to a Washington Post poll, only 22% of people are very confident that the H1N1 vaccine is safe. Reinhardt believes that she and her baby just don't need it.
I think that my immune system's good enough.
Despite a declaration from President Obama that H1N1 is a national emergency and assurances from healthcare professionals that the risks to pregnant women not getting the vaccine far outweighs the risks of receiving it, Sunshine Reinhardt just isn't convinced. For FCTV Journal, I'm Priscilla Muller. "17 years ago, Mike Kuhn had a life-altering experience.
I was having a heart attack. Of course, I didn't know it at that time. I was hoping it was going to be heat exhaustion. But as I recall, there were 3, perhaps even 4 members of the fire department came to my rescue. When a second feels like a minute, an hour, when suddenly they showed up, it seemed like after hours of waiting, and I know that wasn't the case. But I thought, thank God somebody is here to tell me what's going wrong. It's in that moment where they forget about everything. It's that one person that day, Mike Kuhn, laying on the ground.
The county administration has been concerned about generating enough tax revenue through the new budget to keep public services, such as the fire department, functioning at the same capacity as previous years. The Board of Commissioners held public hearings in advance of the vote on the 2010 tax rate. Kuhn attended these hearings to show his support for sufficient funding for the county fire department.
I owe all of these folks out here my life, and I trust my life, my family's life, to them.
Karen Pan is a representative from the county administration.
The county commission set the final budget, which included the final millage rates for all county departments. One of those specifically was the fire department. This year was a little bit unique in that property values had dropped so far that we were really facing some unprecedented financial challenges.
Although the 2010 tax is higher than last year, the amount received by the county is lower because of decreased property values. So a higher percent is a lower amount of actual revenue. The fire department has declined to comment on the issue. Kuhn is thankful to the St. Johns County firefighters for saving his life. What would you have said to them?
That every day was a gravy day because of them. I kept thinking about that every day. Every day is really a day that I wouldn't have had. So I've had, gee, many 17 years plus of gravy days.
For FCTV Journal, I'm Priscilla Muller. Haley Knoll understands the risks of texting while driving. That's unfortunately as a result of first-hand experience.
I was driving in a neighborhood of downtown St. Augustine where the roads are very narrow, and it was dark. It was about 9 o'clock at night, and I was texting a friend, and I looked down at the text, and as soon as I looked back up, I was like 5 feet away from an Explorer. As soon as I looked up, I didn't have enough time to react, and I went straight underneath the bumper of the other car, and it hit my hood, and the front half of my car went underneath the car and then bounced back out. So my car was completely totaled.
Sergeant Chuck Mulligan is the Community Affairs Coordinator for the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. Having served at the department for 22 years, Mulligan believes advances in technology contribute to more people texting while driving.
The more individuals who are turning 16, 17, 18 years old and getting driver's license, and they've all grown up on technology, they're all going to have these devices. It's not a new phenomenon to those of us in law enforcement to see drivers who are distracted. It is, however, a new phenomenon to see the massive numbers of individuals who are driving and texting. When someone is focused on such a small screen for such a period of time and concentrating on a small keyboard while driving down the road, it's extremely dangerous.
Knoll feels it's not easy to break such a common and reckless habit.
Everyone does it. Everyone texts. If it's a phone call, I'll pick it up usually, but I try not to look at it, try to avoid using my cell phone while driving.
It's illegal in 18 states to use electronic devices while behind the wheel. Other states are considering such laws. For some, like Haley Knoll, it may take a law or an accident to keep all 10 fingers on the wheel. For FCTV Journal, I'm Priscilla Muller.